to everybody. Today I will show you the steps on how to configure router to router, including the PC and server using the RIP routing, and also to give the naming convention to determine the routers and others very well. So we will focus on the configuration process, also using the CLI to determine the proper connection of the routers. So let's start. So first we need to put this router to 911. So this is the first router. So we need to put at least two routers here, and we will also put the PC and the server. This we have to label this first. Okay, so we have to enter our label. So I will enter this first letter of my first name and my surname. Then underscore R1. So which means this is the first router. Then next is same. So every time we have to label this to determine ECD. So this is the format that we have to enter so that we could determine if we have to configure these routers. Also the server and the PC. Next is PC. So by the way, why is it R? Why is it R? It's because it is the router. So that's why it's R1. So we expect this it will be PC. So we will have to enter this same format. First letter of my first name and my surname, then underscore PC2. PC1 rather. So my bad. So this is the PC1. Since this PC we enter is just only one. So that's it. Then next is the server. So same thing, but we will use S because it is the server, so that's why it's S. So S1. Okay. Then next is we have to open this one. So we'll click it and first we have to power it off so that we could enter this one. HWIC2T. So there, and then we insert this. Okay, so that's it. So by the way, when we enter the label, you can also use this one too. Okay, so the device must be powered on. And okay, so it's already on. Okay, that's okay. Since we could also do this to enter the display name or the label of the router. So exit there. Same thing with this on our router too. So R2. So first we have to power off so that we could enter also this same HWIC2T. So here and power it on again. Okay, so next is we have to use the connectors. So first is we have to connect these two routers and we will use this serial DTE. Okay, so we have to connect these two routers. So this one, serial 0/3.0/0. Then connect this to another router. So same serial /0/3/0 and there you go. So we could see the serial number. So this is the essence of the of display this serials to see what is saying. It should be the same. So next, since we already made a connector here, these two routers, so we have to use this connector, which is the copper crossover, so we could connect the PC and the first router. So there you go. So select it, then we will use fast Ethernet 0 and connect the first router. We will use gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Okay, so the purpose of this is to to use for configuring, which will uh, which will be uh, happen later on as this video goes by. So okay, so there you go. So this is the fast Ethernet 0 and this is the gigabit Ethernet 0/0. So same here with the server. We will use also the copper crossover. So we have to connect first to the server. So it's fast Ethernet. Then we will connect the second router. So we will use also gigabit Ethernet 0/0. So yeah. So the purpose of this labeling is to determine it easily as we configure these peripherals. Okay, so next is we need to enter this the following. Okay, so go to alright, so place note, then we'll enter. So this is the IP address. So we need to enter this one. This will include in our configuration later on. And okay, so there to enter this is uh, beside PC, or rather downward. I mean, so this is the IP address. So 192 dot 168 dot 1 dot 100 slash 24. Next, the routers, the two routers, and then the server. So we enter this. So we use place node to enter this this IP addresses. So gig so gig 0/0. Then this IP address is 192.168.1/24. Okay, so so we will use the select to drag it up on this part uh, under my name. So this is what you call the naming convention to see easily when we will configure. So there you go. Then next, serial. Serial. So note, place note. Then you will enter this S for serial. So 0/1/0. Then 100.100.100. Then 2/30. And select. Drag it up again under this gigabit Ethernet. This one. Okay, so this is lined by my first. Oh wait, by the way, not to confuse, I'll just adjust this one. So instead of R1, I will make it R2. Okay, so all duplicate device names are not allowed. Okay, so anyway, that's okay. That's okay. So we will just continue this same format, or rather same procedure with the name convention. So we could also use this one, by the way. So just wait. Okay, so we have to select copy and use this. For this one, place notes and paste it so that we could just edit on this second router. So instead, we will use 172.16. That's 0. Okay, so that's 0. That one. So slash 24. So right there and there. Okay. So this area, you could also use it too. And place notes. Ed, so I did it and enter this one. So 100.100.100. So we will use it 1 dot 30. Okay. So we will put this one up and there. Okay. Next is the server 1. So we will use the naming convention of, okay, so FA, fast Ethernet 0. Okay. Then the IP address is 172.16.0.2 slash 24 and select and put it here. So we made our name convention already. So there. Okay, so I have the uh, minor changes here. So instead of R1 here, so I put it R2. Then this one is R2. Then I just change to R1. So there. There's just a little change, but still the name convention still follows. So there we have to configure now, and we have to select the R1. So R1 first. So the first router is there. So first we will go to CLI. So okay, we need to enlarge the screen so that we could see uh, larger perspective. Okay. So first we have to select no. Okay. Okay. So there we have to okay. So it shows the press return to get started. So we have to enter this. Okay. So we will start. Okay. So first we have to enable en or enable. So I prefer to type specific, but still it's up to others if we have to shortcut it. Still it works though. Okay, so enable. So but also try to use shortcut words. We'll see. Okay, so I think so. Yeah, it works though. Okay, so then we will show config term. So short for configure terminal and enter it. Okay, so it's time config. So enter configuration commands one per line. Okay, So we will enter host name, then the name of the router, which I entered earlier on. So there you go. My name, first letter, my first name, then my surname, underscore R1, since the router we used to configure as of now is R1. So, okay, so enter. Okay, so there you go. There is the name of the router. So it works, and we will uh, so next is no IP domain lookup. Okay, then we will enable the password. Enable password. So we will use this letter E. Then next is enable secret S. So when we finish to process this one, so later on we will use this password. So let's see if it works. So we will proceed. Then so we will use line console 0. Okay. So this purpose is to display the config line. So we will see when we enter this. All right, there you go. So the changes is there. The config slash or dash line. So we proceed. So next we use timeout so that when we configure, uh, it will not interrupt any kind of hindrances. So that's why we use timeout. So we use 50 0. So enter, proceed. Then line variety 04. Okay, next. So we will use again this exit timeout. Okay, make sure that there will be no interruption when we do the configuration. Okay, so we will use this another to make sure the effectiveness of our configuration. Okay, so we will use V. Okay, then next is login synchronous. So okay, then we will use do to copy running config. Okay, then startup dash config. Okay, then we will see what will happen next. Okay, so destination file name startup. So we will enter again. Okay, so it works on the first router. So we will use next the password, and we will uh, confirm if our configuration method works. So we will exit for now. Okay, exit until we reach this last. Okay, so we reach this part, which is press return to get started, so that we could determine if our configuration method that we've done will work. We'll see. Okay, so we will use the enter. So there you go. So the name of the router there, and enable. So we will use en. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, there's password here. So what is our password? So when we enter the secret on the previous configuration, so we use S. So we will try if it works. Okay. Okay, so it works. Okay, so we will enter this copy from start. Okay. Okay. We will enter again. Right. Then we will use show run. Okay, so there is the information that we've uh, done when we configure our first router. Okay, so there you go. So we will exit. Okay, so we've already done with our first router. Then the second router is so the procedure is the same. Okay. So on this first router, we've already made the first configuration. So the same procedure will happen also the first on the second router. Then okay, so let's do this on the second uh, router. Okay, so en same procedure. Okay, so configuration terminal. Okay, so we'll enter host name. So this time, so R2 will enter to configure. Okay, so there. So displays that we will configure our second router. Okay, so same procedure. No IP domain dash lookup and enter. So I think we will use the same. So we will use E and the purpose of the password is to enter this secret. So we will use the same as we already made in our first router. Okay, so line console 0. Okay, so it changed to config dash line. Okay, so we will use exec timeout to avoid interruption in case we are configuring. So that is the purpose. Timeout 15 0. Okay, then line variety 0 4. Okay, same as we've already made in the first router. So password same V. Okay, then login synchronous. Oops, my bad. It's not logging, it's lagging. Sorry for that, guys. My bad. Okay, here we go. Then we will use do copy running then config startup config. Okay, so say we will enter it. Then okay, so So same thing, we will exit, so which means it works on our second router. So we will repeat again to make sure the configuration is already worked. So there you have the password. So we will use the password that we've entered a while ago. Okay, so same thing, copy, run start. Then paste the destination file name. So enter it and it says okay, and we will make a show run. Okay, so it works also on our second router. There you go. So we will, rather we will exit. Okay, make sure it was finished. Anything else? I would like to emphasize this a little bit minor changes. Sorry for that. When I enter this 0/1/0, I was confused. What this serial didn't uh, do the same. So I entered 0/3/0 as indicates this serial number there displayed on this part. Same with the another router. So maybe you're where someone are confusing. So I've just changed some minor errors. So I've already changed it. So let's proceed to configuration of two routers. So we have to connect the two routers. We will use CLI. Okay, so I have to proceed from the start so that we could follow the instructions or the process. So first things first, we will enter the first, which is our router name. So there we will enable EN for short. So our password is when we do our configuration. So that's it, and we proceed. Now we will enter config term, short for configuration terminal. Okay, so next we will do the connection. So we will enter interface serial. That's this is the important of doing the name convention, so that when we do configuring, we will not uh, make any errors or interruptions. So on the display, so we will enter 0/3/0. Okay, so there, and we will enter the IP address. Okay, so IP address. So there, 100.100.100.1, then 255.255.255. So it will be 252. Okay, so enter. Okay, so next is no shutdown. Okay, so since it works now, so we will proceed to the next router. Okay, so just exit. So same procedure. Okay, then enter, so that we could proceed our uh, to connect to two routers. So enable password. There you go. Same config configuration terminal for short. So same interface. So same serial number as the display stands in the this. So same. So SE 0/3/0. Okay, so okay, so it worked. So next is our IP address. Then so since the IP address is 100, 100, 100.2 and 255.255.255.252. Okay, so no shutdown. So we will check. Okay, so there. So the two routers are already connected. Okay. When we see this green arrow indicates that our configuration process of connecting two routers are successful. So since you've already connected, so we will proceed to connecting the second router or R2 to the PC. Okay, so we go back to R2 and there. Okay, so we just continue this. So we just press enter. So we will enter interface gigabit ethernet. So 0/0. Why? It's because there FA 0/0. Righty? Or rather it is there. When we put this connector previously, uh, we select the gigabit Ethernet this and this. Oh, rather it this one. Okay, so clear that it that the display there is 0/0. But that's why we enter this. So next is okay. So next is IP address. Okay, 192.168.1.1 as the display follows. Okay, then 255.255.255.0. Okay, so no shutdown. Okay, so alrighty. So we proceed again to the display. So there. Now the R2 and the PC are already connected also. So what's next? So we will proceed this R1 or the router 1 to connect the server. Okay, so we will proceed with the router 1. So we will go to CLI. So we will enter this. Okay, so we'll just continue this one. So there. So interface gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Okay, why? It's because here, there, on two peripherals, which is the server and the router 1. So it stands as gig 0/0 or gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Okay, refers to this for why? It's the R2. Okay, so we will enter. Okay, so next is enter the IP address. IP address 172.16 dash or dot 0.1 and 255.255 the subnet mask is 255.0. So I'll shut down as the previous instructions done with the PC and the R1. Okay, so there. So we will see if it is already connected. Okay, so it's connected also. So there, the connection of this from server to PC or rather router 1 and then the router 1 to router 2 and from router 2 to PC 1 is success. Successfully. So then we will do the rerouting. So we will start with clicking this first router, the R1. So we will type router read. Okay, then there you go. So the router config router will appear, will display. So we will enter version 2. Then we will type no auto summary. Okay. Then we will select the network and type network 100.100.100.1. Then we will type the two networks separately. So the first one we already typed, I typed already. So next is 172.16.0.0. Okay. Then next is to copy, run, start. Okay. So next is, so here we will just enter and it's now okay. So we will go to router 2. So same procedure also when we type the read router. Okay, okay, so router read, same, same with the next is version 2. And this time it will be different. So 100.100.100.2. Then enter again. So same thing. We will do separate IP addresses. So 192.168.1.0. So next is, so we will enter do copy run start. So destination value. So we will just press enter and okay. Since we already uh, rip router, we we made it already. So it's time to ping the PC. So we will go to desktop and we will go to command prompt. Now we will ping now to determine if it is already networked. So ping, so this is the IP 16.0.2. Now we will wait for the result. Okay, so we just wait. Okay, so the result is there, and it's already networked since it's the ping is already uh, accept, so it works. Now all we need to do is go back again to the router 2. Now, so we will see if we will show the IP route. So we will make the type do show IP routes. There you go. So it's already works. And this is the status. So it's already works because route trip routing. So which means the network is working. So next is the server. So we will ping also the server. So we will go to command prompt again. So what is next? Ping 192.168.1.100. So just wait, and I think it works. All right. Okay, just wait for a little while, and there there you go. So it worked also. Now we'll check the router one. Okay, so same thing. Do show IP route. Okay, so it's already done. We made it. We made the configuration success. So as you see here, it's already connected, like the first router. So so these connections are already connected through the use of configuration by CLI and include the rerouting. So there. So thank you very much for for watching, and I hope that it will help a lot on this presentation. Good day.